Tuambie na guru. Mtetezi yala.
Wazi mtetezi mumo kana general kana Dan.
Tuanze na introduction, tuambie wewe ni nani?
All right, thank you very much Vincent for the invitation. Kwa majina naitwa Festus Mumo Maingi alias General Mumo Mtetezi. I come from Makueni constituency, Mboge Kumene ward, and I'm here to partake in this discussion on where our community should be. Thank you very much.
Sawa, asante sana. Senator Ngula.
Kwa majina naitwa Senator Ngula. I hail from Kambani, Makueni County, slopes of Boni Youth, town inaitwa kwa Mukono. Yes. And I'm currently the youth president, Lower Eastern, and still representing the East and Central Africa.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mwanambai, karibu sana. Tulikuwa tumeanza, we are just doing introduction, tukikungoja.
Oh, thank you so much indeed. Tunapata kwa njia ambao ni safi kabisa. And we are ready to discuss the way forward for the community. Of course, being the community has been in opposition for the last 10 years, and now another 10 years, 5 years has begun. And we expect maybe to see some changes for the community. Which way for the Kamba community? Indeed, it is the topic that I believe we're going to have a very, very fruitful conversation this evening.
I am Dan Mtetezi, wacha tumalize introduction alafu take over Mwanambai.
All right.
Dan Mtetezi, kidogo ni ku unmute. Introduce yourself.
I'm Dan Mtetezi, the chief activist at Lower Eastern, and I'm also a political analyst. So today I promise to offer the best, the very best in the interest of the Kamba nation.
Okay.
I am from Chitakisa ward, that is Mboni sub-county.
Yes.
Yes.
Asante sana Dan Mtetezi. Kwa hivyo we for a start we having 1 2 3 4 5 4 panelists, and then we have huyu Mwanambai ndio atatu regulate in the meantime, lakini tutakuwa tunasaidiana. Wacha nitumie watu link kwa group wajue tusha join. Mwanambai.
Okay, thank you.
Tulikuwa tumesema you can give everybody.
Welcome so much.
Tulikuwa tumesema you can give everybody time kwanza apeane point zake.
Pata, endelea.
We are saying everybody can be given time apeane point zake, and then from there we can open the opportunity for critique. So just take over.
Okay, so okay, thank you so much, Vincent. Guys, welcome on board for this for the Kamba community. Indeed, for the last 10 years, that is the Uhuru government time, the Kamba community has been in opposition. Now it is again, we are going for another 5 years in opposition. Which way for the Kamba community? Nataka nianze na kuona Kamba community. Dan? Dan Mtetezi, kama unanipata, tuko kwako. Producer, nipatie Dan Mtetezi tafadhali. Okay.
For such an opportunity, I'm of the opinion that we as the Kamba nation, so far we are not faring on very well. As far as far alignment is concerned, for the last 15 or so years, we have been outside the government. And that is something which has left us lagging behind in terms of development projects is concerned. Hello? Hello?
Endelea nakupata. Nakupata, endelea tafadhali.
So ningependa niseme haya.
Dan, endelea tunakupata.
Ningependa niseme saa hii ukiangalia the politics
endelea. Dan, nakupata vizuri.
Ukiangalia saa hii hapa Ukambani mambo yetu ya kisiasa si mzuri, kwa maana ukiangalia tumepata tu waziri mmoja, tumepata Mtua kama waziri, tumeweza kupata pia minister wa tourism ambaye ni Madam Penina Maloza.
Yes.
From Kitui County. In Makueni, we managed to have just only one PS, who is Madam Terry Mbaika, of which we are very thankful to the government of the day. But we are requesting, the president, who is William Samoei Ruto, to consider giving us more CS. Hello.
Tunakupata Dan, endelea tu.
Yes, we are requesting the president to give us more CS so that we can feel the impact of being in the government. Lakini pia ningependa nimuulize kiongozi wetu ambaye ni Kingpin, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yes.
Ameweza kutuweka kwa baridi sana. Ukiangalia, we had the likes of Mudavadi, we had the likes of Moses Wetangula, we had the likes of now those are the guys who are with Kalonzo, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo, when they were forming the Waka coalition. But today, Mheshimiwa Mudavadi is one of the most powerful guys we have in Kenya. Also, Mheshimiwa Wetangula is the third in command today, being the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Okay, Dana kupata, endelea.
Yeah, so these are the guys who are pioneers of the Waka coalition. But today they are in the government of the day. So my wish is, if Mheshimiwa Kalonzo can swallow his ego and go looking for Mheshimiwa Ruto.
Which way forward? Kalonzo already Kalonzo already ameamua tunaenda tena opposition, tunaenda maandamano. He has been there for the last 10 years leading the community. Which way forward? We begin there.
You know, this guy Raila Amolo Odinga is one very tricky guy. This is a guy who may propel, he can propel the maandamano, but at long last he will just sneak alone and go for handshake with Mheshimiwa Ruto, and then our Kalonzo will be left in the cold.
Okay, shikilia.
Yes.
Okay, shikilia hapo, acha nipatiwe mtu mwingine nisikie opinion yake anasemaje. Which way forward for the community? Tuendelee kukaa another 10 good years kwa opposition. Maraki, we have been there for 10 good years wakati wa Uhuru. Okay, nipatie mtu mwingine tafadhali.
Senator
producer, nipatie Ngula tafadhali.
Thank you for this direction. Mine will be very short, brief, and precise. I'd like to say it all mentioned without fear or contradiction. Niseme ya kwamba sisi Wakamba tunatumika vibaya. Sisi Wakamba, we should stop being used. When you look at the previous regime, the Jubilee government, through the handshake, ilifanya kazi mingi sana in the rural Nyanza. Ukiangalia the biggest projects, the billions of projects, ukiangalia the SGR, ukiangalia the Kisumu Kisumu Port, Kisumu Airport, it has been improved through the handshake. So this human being called Raila, he can use that land of maandamano and whatever ndio watu wake wapate maendeleo. Ukiangalia Kalonzo alikuwa na Raila, lakini Raila akaeva akaingia kwa handshake. Na wakati Raila alikuwa anaingia kwa handshake hata hakuambia Kalonzo. Ukiangalia watu wa Nyanza, Luo Nyanza, they have benefited a lot. Hata SGR ukienda huko Luo Nyanza, SGR hata imeingizwa mpaka imeingizwa kwa mboma za watu. Huko Kisumu SGR imeingia mpaka ikaingia kwa mboma za watu. So hii mambo ati nyinyi mnapiga kelele na hakuna benefit. Ukiangalia right now as we speak, Raila anatuambia tuandamane huko Nairobi na tuandamane sisi wa Kamba, lakini ukirudi huko kwao Kisumu, wakati Ruto alikuwa anaenda Kisumu, his own brother Omburu was there to welcome the president. Siaya Governor Olengo was there to welcome the president. Kisumu Governor Onyango Nyong'o was there to welcome the president. Gladys Wanga alikuwa huko to welcome the president. Lakini akirudi huko Nairobi is just lying to us. Anataka tu Kalonzo amsaidie maandamano. Then after akiitwa kwa handshake. Because Raila is a politician who fights for his own stomach and still fights for his own people. Huko Kisumu, Raila, the president Ruto akipika huko, the first person to welcome him is Raila's brother. And I'm also worried kwa sababu Oburu Odinga welcome the president huko Kisumu, hakuna issues. Lakini hapa Ukambani mjumbe mmoja atoke aende aseme atangojea Ruto hapa. Ile vita atapigwa. Kama wewe ni mjumbe naona nguvu kama ngava na mtu la Kilonzo, ukijaribu welcome Ruto hapa, utationgwa mtu angele mwingine mbaya.
Tuliona
Yes.
Senator Ngula. Tuliona Gideon Mulungi alienda Mombasa akakutana na Ruto na sijasikia kelele. Tunaona Gideon Mulungi wa Kitui alienda Mombasa State House na akakutana na Ruto and there was no problem.
You know, maybe Mulungi as an individual, you know what I'm saying? Hello? I'm trying to say any leader who is led to welcome Ruto or to interact with Ruto must be having still boss, but not a coward. You should have some still boss ndio ufanye na Ruto. Cowards can't make it. Several cowards can't make it. Kwa sababu kuna wale wajumbe wanangojea waambiwe ate Kamba community no way.
Which way forward? Tuendelee kufuata Kalonzo ama we groom a new kingpin ama we join the government? What's your take?
What my position is, first thing we should join the government. Second thing, we should have some young attacks. We need some young attacks. Now we should follow some young attacks. Yes, let us work with the government. But what I can say, let us still continue respecting Kalonzo. Kalonzo apewe heshima, lakini tufanye na serikali.
Okay, thank you Senator Ngula. Sijui sasa nani alikuchagua lakini ni sawa. Anyway, nipatie
Kalonzo. Nasema Kalonzo needs respect, but he should work with the government. Akipewa heshima ya chama, lakini huko mali zingine huko tufanye na serikali. Kama Raila vile wajumbe wake wanafanya na serikali.
Okay, shikilia hapo. Nipatie jina inapotea kidogo. Rais nani?
General Mutetezi. Mutetezi.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me weigh in this discussion. One thing that I must admit is that this is a very contentious discussion and subject that needs a lot of seriousness as we discuss it. I think it is not a question of affiliation and such like things, but I rather find it a bit robust and technical. Because when we talk of being in the government, the first question we should ask ourselves is, being in the government by virtue of having people work in the government or working with the the government of the day, that is Ruto, through appointments. Because if it is through appointments, already we have a good number of leaders that have been appointed by the president, or it is being in the government through having affiliation, that is the parties that are affiliated to the community, or let me call it, because we sometimes back we were talking about regional politics, and I think that is where we are moving to. We have a regional party, that is Wiper. However, this time around, we've seen that Wiper has captured a number of seats even outside Ukambani, so probably a national party. But again, we are in Azimio. We formed a pact with Azimio. Now, the question that we should be asking ourselves is, being in the government, meaning that we finish our affiliation with Azimio and move our party Wiper to Kenya Kwanza government. So I really want us to understand the two ways that we're talking about. Talking of appointments, because it is appointments, we have a number of them that has been made by His Excellency the President Ruto. If it is affiliations, then it should come from us because we own the party. We have, and one thing that I'm very much objected to, and I really don't want us to dwell on that, is believing that Wiper Party belongs to a particular entity or belongs to a certain, a particular person, such that if he decides not to take us to government, he can decide so. If he decides not to take us to the government, he decides so. I think should be a consultative and a structured manner of joining the government. If at all it means that our party, that is the Wiper Party, is in the government. And yes, we have been in the political cold for the last 10 years. This is another 5 years. But again, I must admit that compared to the previous regime, that is the Jubilee government and the KK government, that is Kenya Kwanza government, we are not badly off. Because we look at a number of political appointments have been made. We have a CS, we have a number of PSS. In the line, we have seen that we have a number of CSS that are coming in place. We have a number of leaders that have been appointed to head various departments and government entities. We are not badly off. But the question is, are we joining the government by virtue of moving our party, that is the Wiper Party, to join the Kenya Kwanza government, or it is by appointments? We must be very clear on that issue, Mwanambai.
Okay. Thank you. I get your point, but now you drive us to the next point, where we're talking about development as a community. For the last 10 years, we have not seen much being done for the community in terms of development. And you agree with me, not much has been done. The reason is because we have not been the government. And also the party issue has been a big issue when it comes to Kamba, because Wiper has been dominating. And it means where the majority of the community is where the government looks at it. Because how much do we benefit from this community when it comes to politics? Now, do we need to shift from the political line to development-oriented politics for the community?
Thank you very much. I think for the first few years that we have experienced, yes. I'm trying to say for the last few years, Kenyans have been socialized to believe that development politics, we've been socialized to understand that politics and development is one and the same thing. So when we talk of development and politics, I want to go back previously to the Jubilee government. I remember that time during the burial of the father to the Wiper Party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, when Kalonzo declared himself errand boy to the then President Uhuru Kenyatta. And after a while, the Wiper Party moved and signed a post-election pact with the Jubilee government. Now, we should ask ourselves, because that time, by virtue of what we are talking about, we joined the government. What came our way that time? Because I think what we are experiencing in Kenya today is politics of manipulation, a lot of deceit, blackmail, and such like things. Saying, and I want to believe one thing, when we elect a president, it is a president for us Kenyans, all of the Kenyans, not those Kenyans who voted in the president. So when we talk of associate with so and so, so that development comes in, I think that is not constitutional. But one thing that I have to agree, yes, we need to work with the government. We need to form partnerships with the government. And of course, if I were to advise the Honorable Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, I would advise him to join government. Join government. This Jubilee, this Maandamano thing, I don't think nothing much is coming on the table as far as I'm concerned. You saw the other day when the ODM... All right.
Okay, thank you, Mumo. Dan Mutetezi, in terms of development, politics and development, we have seen the Kamba community has been out of the government for the last 10 years. Nothing has been done. Tumekuwa na thwake bado haijakamilika in terms of development. Yes. What's your take?
I want to say that for the last 10 years, our Wiper Party leader, who is the de facto leader for Kombani, Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, has been in the side of opposition, terming with Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, then failing to form the government. I remember 2013, Mheshimiwa Uhuru and Mheshimiwa Ruto had a meeting with our party leader and asked him to help them form a government, which they will be part of, and then they will help develop Ukambani nation. But the position which he was offered, he termed it as a small position. So by so doing, you see that he went Vision 2030, which was a branch out of Mheshimiwa Kibaki, was at the peak. So we ended up being in the opposition. And if you can check well, since 2013, even the likes of Emali Ukia Road, a road which has been in the peak of news every now and then, being Governor Kibwana's main road, it was still left unattended to. Vile ukiangalia Mbooni pia, barabara zetu za Mbooni zimekuwa mbovu. I remember Kakuzi Tangini Road was commissioned by Mheshimiwa Uhuru and Mheshimiwa Ruto. But till today, very few very minimal has been done. And now, if you can compare Nyanza and Ukambani region, much has been done in Raila's home turf compared to Kambani, and this was in the spirit of handshake. So my take is now this is the high time for Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka to jump ship and join Mheshimiwa Ruto so that we can develop Ukambani. For instance, you hear our kingsmen, they normally say that ni haki yetu. Maneno ya haki yetu iliisha kitambo sana. If you fail to lobby for your people, then expect very little at the grassroots. I'm very happy because we have a devolution, which was a brainchild of our late Mtula Senior, Kilonzo Senior. But now, if you can compare devolution, it's only 15% which comes to the counties, and the 85% is left with the national government. So my take and what I can beg is for the Kamba leaders, yes, who are fearing to go to State House for fear of being victimized. And now, if Kalonzo has failed to join Mheshimiwa Ruto, it is the high time for our leaders to jump ship. I'm supporting our governor, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., 100%. A guy who has promised that he's going to stand with the government of the day to develop his people. Yes?
Isaac, karibu. Acha nikupatia Isaac
Okay,
hapo.
okay, thank you, Dan Mtetezi, thank you so much for your input. Thank you so much. We still on this topic in terms of development. And we have seen Mutula Kilonzo Jr. Already joining the president. We have seen Governor Wavinya Ndeti doing so. We are yet to see Governor Malombe do so. And also we have seen some members of parliament like so Mwengi Mutuse and others joining the government for development. But still the political point remains where majority of the leaders of the Kamba nation are in position. That is Wiper. They are not going to the government. What's your take, Senator Ngula?
And foremost, I want to support Governor Mutula latest sentiments where he said he is not led to join Mandamanos and the stone throwing exercise until Kamba land is developed like Luo Nyanza. Until the day the Kamba land will be like Luo Nyanza is when Governor Mutula will join this Mandamano and search and searching cinemas. So we are supporting Governor Mutula sentiments because when you look like in Kamba, in Ukambani, we have the Dwake Dam project. We have the Mali Ukia Road. We have Kikima Chambaras Road. We have the Ngoluni Tangini Road. Those roads should be developed, and they will not be. They are not county government roads. So there must be a good working relationship between our leaders and the national government, so that those projects which we are promised, and every leader, when doing his campaign, like mostly in Ukambani, all the leaders uses the Dwake Dam. Every time they are campaigning, Dwake Dam is always in their manifesto. What do I mean? If you don't have good working relationship with the national government, like Governor Mutula, you cannot say you don't respect this president. This president is not your president is Laila Odinga. Your president Laila Odinga, and the time of deliverance, Laila Odinga delivers nothing to the Kamba community. Laila Odinga was very close to Uhuru Kenyatta. Did Laila Odinga lobby anything for the Kamba community? And we usually used to support for Laila Odinga for all those years. But vile alikuwa anafanya, kazi ile alikuwa anafanya tu ni kuchenga Kalonzo na maendeleo yote anapeleka mahali inaitwa Kisumu, the Luo Nyanza. Ukiangalia like me, wakati naongea saa hii, my party leader ni mtu alikuwa mtu anaitwa Muturi wa Ndili. Saa hii kachama yake ni kidogo. Lakini saa hii yako kwa serikali na anasaidia watu wake. Look like someone like Musalia Mudavadi, mtu mwingine anaitwa Wetangula, wale ambao walikuwa very juniors wa Kalonzo. Saa hii wako kwa serikali na mambo yanaendelea mzuri. Hata angalia huyu mtu anaitwa Raila Odinga, wakati tu atapewa handshake na anapewa capacity kidogo, bahasha kidogo, atatoroka. Hata Kalonzo atajua huyo mtu akitoroka aende kwa nje kwa serikali. What am I saying? Let us support our leaders. Wafanye na serikali, because a party, I don't think any party can do any development.
Okay, thank you.
Do we understand each other?
Yes, we are getting you. Isaac, niliona ulikuja pole, ulikuja kama umechelewa. Ongea sasa.
Yeah, nimejoin late, but
Yeah.
I'm getting the idea of the meeting.
Yes.
Kwanza ni wasalimu nyote. I think mnaendelea poa. Na
I can
yeah.
see Isaac.
Yes.
Endelea Isaac.
Okay, thank you. Isaac, karibu sana, I can see you are joining to speak about community gender.
Yeah, so my take in this conversation is that I think Kalonzo is being misused by Raila, because even in 2017 when Raila went for handshake, he went alone. Aliacha Kalonzo nyuma akaenda peke yake. And Kalonzo was coerced by Uhuru Kenyatta to join the handshake family. So the same is happening. They are putting all this pressure. Na Raila wakati atapiga dili mzuri na Ruto, he will leave Kalonzo behind. Na bado ataenda peke yake. So my take as a community in Ukambani, I think we should, our leaders, the elected leaders, should work with the government of the day to realize the development agenda, because hakuna vile mtu alichaguliwa anaweza hakikisha whatever he promised the electorate that he can deliver without supporting the government. Hauwezi anza kusema ni haki yako kupewa barabara, kupewa maji, kupewa dams, yet you are criticizing the same government yenye iko na pesa zenyewe za kuleta mashinani. So my honest opinion and my honest advice to all the leaders who have been elected in Ukambani, they should join hands and follow the suit. Like my MP Mwengi Mutuse joined the government very early. I can see other guys that are doing it. Watu wasiongope kwenda huko. Nimesikia Ngula anasema those who are joining, they are the people with the steel balls. I don't know whether his balls are still ama ni nini. But all the leaders should join the government. Actually, our governor hafai kuwa anaongopa. He should clearly say that he is supporting the government of the day and work with the Ruto to realize the Bwake Dam ikuwe reality, because you cannot start worshiping Kalonzo and Kalonzo does not have the funds. So hiyo ndio my advice for the leaders who are there. Meanwhile, I'm following up. I will give my more opinions as we go on.
Okay, sawa. Muo Mtetezi.
Yeah. Yes.
You were saying something before Mwanambai disconnected you.
Yes, I share sentiments with the Honorable Ngula. He said that people should not be reprimanded for making steps towards joining the government. I share the same sentiments. But again, this joining the government should also be structured, because I don't think the handshakes going to the State House, merely moving to the State House means development. We need to get feedback of such discussions. Today I read somewhere the governor said that he talked about the Dwake Dam with the president. I want to believe it is happening, and those are the kind of engagements that we need to have with the government. But again, I'm still on the issue that I asked Mwanambai to give us clarity on whether joining the government or working with the government means decamping Azimio, moving to Kenya Kwanza, or it means having partnerships, or let me call it partnerships, between the Wiper Party and the Kenya Kwanza government. And I think partnership, it all means this post-election pact, signing a post-election pact, or when members of parliament move and say that maybe we want to work with the president, we shall see them being reprimanded, insulted, just like we are experiencing in ODM now. So I think it should be a question of what kind of engagement that we need to have with the government. If it is joining, because I don't think there is anything wrong for us, the Kamba people, joining the government. Ruto has already shown some goodwill for the Kamba nation, because we have a number of dignitaries that have been appointed in various portfolios in the government. So I really support those who are saying that we move to the government. But again, I think there should be checks and balances, because the other time we were in the government towards the end of the term, Uhuru's term. But what tangible can we get? Because I think we are joining, and again, we are being deceived at some point. Thank you.
Thank you. Mwanambai naona amerudi, nilikuwa amepotea kidogo. Mwanambai. Anyway, wacha turudi hapa kwa Senator Ngula. I have a question, Ngula.
I want to challenge my friend Mutetesi. What? Not Danny Mutetesi, the other Mutetesi. I don't know which is the original Mutetesi.
It's
I want to
called
challenge
General.
him. It's got General Mutetesi. I want to challenge him. Mutetesi has just said that the governor should brief us whatever. All he should call us a rally. He briefs us whichever or whatever he lobbies from the status or from the president, or whatever he talks with the president, he should tell us or brief us the progress of everything. I'm not saying that he doesn't usually do that, but as Kamba community, we all know well the Kamba community didn't vote for President Ruto, but President Ruto is a kind man. I have heard him Mutetesi saying we have many appointees, we have several appointees, whatever and whatever. He's saying something of the sort. But I want to challenge him to tell him, if you look at the Luhya community has benefited a lot from these appointments. If you look Warriors have also benefited a lot because of Duare, and they combined their vote and voted for the government. So I can say Ruto is very kind. President Ruto is very kind because he has offered us some, at least when comparing with the Jubilee government, because in Jubilee government we only one minister, Monica Njuma, and the Monica Njuma, he was married all the way from Nyandarua, but he was representing the Kamba community. But when you look like President Ruto, he has appointed just a name by year. Tell Baika is from Makueni. Peloni Kanduva is from Makueni. Alfred Mutua, a well-known man from Machakos. Malonza, Penina Malonza from Getui. So I can say we are lucky. We have the people. So what is my point? I'm trying to say when Mutula is trying to be a bridge between the county government and the national government, and when he's looking a well-working relationship between the national government and the county government, let us support him. Because when you see, after election Mutula, she didn't like a lot of fight. You remember in Makueni, we ended up a lot of fight between the national government and the county government. The county commissioner, the previous county commissioner, Mohammed, was always in a war with the Governor Kibwana. But when you see, after election Governor Mutula, you can see the relationship between the national government and the county government is very interesting. So let us support that idea. These ideas of what hii chama itafanya ama itafanya, you are disrespecting our party. What we need in Makueni is in development. Stadium ya Makueni iishe. Wakendamu iishe, watu wetu wapate maji. Like now unajua watu wa Makueni, majority of Makueni descendant, watu hawajapata chakula yoyote. Mambo zingine ati tunapika kirali, lakini ukiangalia emali to care. We can't get that load without good relationship between the two government. I think kuna kitu inaitwa, wacha mambo ya President Ruto. Kuna kitu inaitwa the two governments. The two governments should have good working relationship. That is where even I know some leaders, hata wakati Mutula anaenda huko kwa lobby some things, and I'm supporting this because when I look around I can see majority of the ministers. Ukiangalia hata mtu anaitwa Kidiki, ukiangalia Kibuchuba Mokomen, ukiangalia Wetangula is the National Assembly Speaker, all those leaders were working with Mutula. So because this guy and this man is well connected, he support him to lobby for us more projects and lobby us for completion of these projects. Personally, I'm a victim. I usually use Itangini Ngoluni lot. We are breaking our relationship with our wives because tukipitia hii barabara ya Kitangini Ngoluni, ukitoka Kitangini before upike wote from Ngoluni to Itangini, ukitumia that route, ukifika nyumbani kwako unafika hata hauna nguvu yoyote. Ukienda kwa bedroom kwa sababu umechoka sana, kwa sababu hiyo barabara, unakosana na bibi, anakuambia wewe kuna ile mahali umetoka, kumbe sio mahali umetoka. Because how you barabara ni mbaya. So let us support. Let us not assume. The appointments we are getting, it is just because of the good working relations between Makueni, county government and the national government.
So thank you, Senator. Umeongea kizungu mpaka kizungu karibu ikaisha. Asante sana. Isaac, Senator akiongea ulikuwa unacheka, sijui unacheka nini?
Unajua Ngula has some very good and nice points to pass across, but now the problem is the biggest challenge is the communication. He has some communication barrier, so he was responding very wise. Actually, Ngula is a nice guy and has serious points, but kindly allow him to use Kamba, please. Ngula will pass very serious points.
No, Ngula knows a lot of English. This debate is open for everybody. You can use Kikamba, you can use Kiswahili.
Yeah, so I think just to add on what Ngula was talking about is that the other Mtatezi, not Dan, the other guy.
General. It's called General Mtatezi.
Yes, the self-proclaimed general. I have only one advice for you. I think in politics, you are either in or out. We cannot start saying that it is our right to have the development, or we should not start threatening. We want to leave this party for this thing. We have only one route to follow, to say that we are supporting the government of the day. And there should not be like we are 50-50. We should be 100% of what we are saying. The leaders should even make some press conferences that they are supporting William Ruto. Whether they will be kicked out of their parties, we will still know what to do later. But when you do these things 50-50, Ruto is also very smart. Anajua ukikuja kwake na uko 50-50, he will also be 50-50 in giving the development. The road which Ngula is talking about, Emali to Ukia, you don't expect Ruto to fund that road. Yet the governor maybe is 50-50. Nimeona there is something which was trending yenye iliekwa na Kamba inside, but Mutula said it is fake. The one which was saying that he has decided to work with the government of the day, but he himself in Mboni Tibim, nimeona amesema hapo it is fake. Yes, it was fake. Even TVL niliona mlisema ni fake. But going to State House, does it mean that they have abandoned Kalonzo? Actually, Kalonzo has been in power since before we were born. But the road, why are you criticizing Governor Kibwana, even though that is his road? But why are you not talking about Kalonzo, who was the KANU Secretary General in 1988 when Ruto was in the Ruto was a mayor comrade in University of Nairobi in 1988, but Kalonzo was a national secretary of KANU, the ruling government in the powerful Moi government. Since that day, Ruto alitoka UN. Ruto has gone all the way to become MP in Eldoret North 1997. Ruto has gone all the way. He is now a president. Why are we arguing about Governor Kibwana did not make the road between these? That is a national road, by the way. So, hii maneno ya kusema ati wenye wanaenda State House ni wasaliti. These leaders should go in unison, all of them, to State House. Wafanye vile Jubilee imefanya. Akina Sabina Chege, akina huyu MP alikuwa Wacherengai, huko Cherengani, wamekaa chini wakaona, if they won't join the government of the day, akina Kanini Kega, they have seen their people, their community will not get water. They will not have good roads. They will not have the dams. Ndio maana wamekick out huyu Jeremia Kioni. So these Kamba leaders currently, actually, watu waende tu kwa serikali na waseme tuko kwa serikali ya Ruto. Even they should say they are supporting his re-election in 2027. Thank you.
My question to you, kabla utoke hapo ndio nilete Dan Mtetezi. You are saying that for us to get development, we have to be in the government. And then I'm just asking, is development a reserve of those who are in the government?
Pardon? Hello?
And only.
Pardon? Vincent, I'm not getting you.
I'm saying, so call for the disconnection. Somebody just interrupted the network that I'm using. I'm asking, you are saying that for us to get development, we have to be in the government.
Yeah.
And then my question is development by the government a reserve of those who are in the government?
No, it is not a reserve of those who are in the government. But
that you need to join for us to get development. Is development not our right, whether we are in government or not?
So are you arguing that while in Ukambani we should keep on shouting that it is a wiper zone and expect UDA to come and perform some developments in Ukambani? Well, while Ruto in his good mind knows that he cannot argue with the Ukambani community without talking well with the party leader for Wiper. Are you still arguing in that line?
I'm just asking, because you are saying for us to get development, we have to join the government. So I'm worried.
We should join the government. Actually, we should join and support the government and be the fighter. We should support 100% the government. Hii maneno ya kusema ya chama ndio inaharibu. Hii maneno ya chama ndio inaharibu maneno hii. Hata mtetezi ndio maana uliona walisaidia Kaloki wakamsaidia akapotelea Nairobi.
Sawa, acha nilete mtetezi hapa niambie. Dan mtetezi.
Yes, sir.
You're back. I just want to know, do we have to join the government to get development? Is development by the government a reserve of those who are in the government?
In my own view, I tend to agree with my brother over there that Kenyan politics is all about tribalistic, and it is also about political realignments. As we can see, Luyas through their kingpins, that is Mudavadi and Wetangula, those guys are inside the government. If you can see the Kikuyus, those who are left with Jubilee, no, Kikuyus had placed a double bet. Walikuwa wameweka Jubilee, Azimio na walikuwa wameweka pande nyingine ya UDA. So wale walikuwa wamebaki kwa Jubilee ndio wao mnaona wameanza kuingia ndani ya UDA. And for your information, my good friend Bwana Vincent, moderator.
Yes.
I want you to mark it somewhere. UDA is going to form a single party going to the next election. And if you are not going to be part and parcel of that UDA, then you are not going to be in their map when as much as the sharing of the national cake is concerned. So my wish, I'm fearing something which happened to our brother Mheshimiwa Kisoi and the likes of Kina Mutambo. You remember very well,
You're disconnecting, Dan. I think Dan amepotea, wacha kwanza atafute network, labda mtu amepiga simu yake. I am mtetezi.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me start by, and I think moderator, you should allow us some right to reply, especially when somebody challenges your sentiments.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I heard Ngula say that he wanted to challenge me, and I want to echo the sentiments of my brother Isaac that I think there is an issue of language barrier with our good friend Senator Ngula, because I really didn't understand what exactly was challenging. And in my submission, I don't recall saying that I don't support His Excellency Mutula Kilonzo Jr. Doing partnerships and having talks with the president. Actually, I'm in support of that because I think such engagements and talks are the ones that are devolving more resources to our county. So I'm in support of what His Excellency the Governor is doing. And for his information, is number one support, and that one a majority of us know. Number two, my brother Isaac, he just said that the self-declared general, I never declared myself, others declared me so. But again, to my main point that he was trying to put across that for us to realize development, we must be in government. And to some extent, yes. To some extent, no. He said that I'm 50-50. Of course, I'm an ardent Wiper supporter. And there are things that have to be structural. Because I said the other time we were having the Azimio coalition, you remember having a blank negotiation document that nobody knows what is inside there. And once bitten, twice shy. Of course, if we have to enter any coalition or any agreement, then this agreement must be structured. We coming in, bringing these numbers because, of course, what President Ruto is after is numbers, especially in the Assembly and in the Senate. We are bringing in these numbers. This is what we're bringing on the table. And in exchange, this is what we are having. Just like what happened with the likes of Mudavadi and Wetangula, the likes of Mutua. We cannot just go to the government simply because Ruto is the president and we want development. Yeah, it must be structured. We must know we are joining the government, and this is what we are getting in return. And nobody is opposed for us being in the government. And I think looking at Kalonzo wholesomely as a representative of the interest of the Kamba people, that is where we are going wrong. Because Kalonzo as a person, himself has his own interests. And by an extension, is not the interests of the Kamba community. So the elected leaders in Ukambani, the members of parliament, the governors, of course they have their own way of thinking. They know they have the feeling of the electorate in their heart, and they can make decisions. All what we are saying is that let these decisions be synchronized in a certain way. We have a structure that we can all depend on. And when I say that to Ambiwe, just like Nguta Gula was putting it, at least feedback is good. We made so and so. These are the discussions that we made. Hata State House watu wenda kukunywa chai bwana na maandazi na wanarudi tuliwaona huko, we say walikuwa kwa na hatujui nini imekuja. At least let this partnership be structured because we want development. Actually, the baseline is development. And just like you are saying, development is not a reserve for those that have supported you. It's a right to all Kenyans. We have the shareable, the shareable revenue that is a contentious issue even at the moment. I saw at the IBEC summit there, the president committing that he is going to remit those county funds. The other day, the deputy president, if I heard him clearly, said, "Hata mutu chape matako, mutu toe nini, hatuna pesa." Look at that kind of sentiments. And then we are talking of joining the government, ndio upate maendeleo. I think maendeleo is our right. We supported him, we did not support him, is our right. But there is that an extra mile that a community needs. And that extra mile, I think we're going to realize if we work with the government of the day. But again, I still stress that this negotiation must be structured. Not just joining the government simply because we want to be in the government. We must have the take-ons well stipulated. Yes,
it should be structured.
Yes.
We, for instance, we have a dominant political structure in Ukambani that is called Wiper.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the negotiation should be led by Wiper, or when you say it is structured, you think another structure has to be formed?
One, I don't want to say that being a Wiper member, I don't want to say that, yes, Wiper party is the dominant party in Ukambani, but we have affiliate parties. We have Mongano, we have Chap Chap, we have NAC, we have a number of parties. I think it is high time that the Ukambani leaders sit down, have a talk, synchronize their thoughts, and present a formidable team that is joining the government. Because when we have leaders, a number of us joining the government, wanaanza kucheka wale wengine, tulikuita ukakataa, sijui ikakuwa namna gani. That's why I'm saying that it should be structured. It should come from within, not from a certain point.
Okay. Thank you. My question to Isaac, ndio nirudi kwa Ngula. Isaac.
Yes.
You know politics is a game of interest, number one.
Yes, I know.
And then in politics, kuna kitu inaitangwa loyalty.
Yes.
Now, when
and loyalty is very important.
It's very important, right?
Yes.
When the party leader of Wiper, Kalonzo Musyoka, tells people to remain in Azimio, of which the majority of the Kamba leaders were elected on Wiper tickets, and you're supporting or saying that they should join the government, don't you think that will be a question of loyalty to their party and their party leader?
First of all, I tend to differ with you guys because I have known that General is also a Wiper member, and I don't believe in Wiper. I don't believe in Wiper. While you are in Wiper, you can neither grow, neither can you have neither can you develop anyhow.
That was not my question.
So I don't believe,
No problem.
I have one serious question, by the way, to you and to the General. When you are talking about having a structured way of joining the government, in the previous regime, we found that Kalonzo went to was it KICC or somewhere with some other Wiper leaders, and they even had a formal agreement of joining the handshake brothers. That was official and it was structured. What did we gain as a Kamba community? What did we gain from the previous regime? And Kalonzo went there officially in front of cameras. They signed, even though at the end of the day they said that whatever they signed, they were blank. We didn't know, we cannot confirm. But when we say about joining the government, it is about the local leaders, even the MCAs, supporting the administration of the day, agreeing that Ruto is the president. You cannot tell me you are a Wiper member, you are attending a rally in Mavoko, and Raila is waking up in a car saying that I don't recognize Ruto as the president. And you expect now Ruto to come to Kambani, to Tamaka Road, whereby his administration has been called illegitimate by one honorable Tinga. How on earth, even if you are the president, will you work with those guys who are supporting you? Ama unaenda na wenye wanakupiga tension? That is like having a lot of tension so that you can be called. So leaders, wacha mambo ya party leadership. The party leadership is nothing. These people will work on their own selfish interest. Waende huko kivyao. Kama ni mjumbe aende. Look at Jalango. Jalango was the previous day. Jalango was kicked out of an Azimio parliamentary group in Machakos. But check at his previous post. He has shown that the affordable housing has now started in Langata. Sasa niambie Jalango sasa angeshindia kutusi Ruto, ashindie kusema illegitimate leadership, ashindie kusema mwizi, uliiba Kemarel na Aro. Ruto bado ataanza affordable housing huko, ama tutasema ni right yetu?
You see, one thing that I like about you are so bitter with Wiper, eh?
Yes, because they once mistreated me.
What is your party?
Muungano.
Which party?
I'm very loyal to Muungano party.
Okay, sawa basi.
Wiper ilikosea.
So, Senator
Yes.
Mula, you are supporting,
Yes,
you are saying that
my boss.
Governor Mutula should join Wiper, eh? should join the government. Hata kama party leader has support. Did you see what Jalango Uliona vile Jalango alitolewa mbio vile Isaac anasema?
I disagree with you because when the ERA seats were being voted, Unda Ritas voted for Kalonzo's son of Awilmingili. Zile kula Kenneth Kalonzo alipata zilikuwa mingi sana za watu wa Unda. So I don't think anybody will confuse Mutula aanze kumwambia ati you can't work with this government. No way. Because even when you look, I have heard somebody saying ati si mambo ya kwenda State House kukula mchele. Juzi we end the Madam Alice Waume, water minister, tulikuwa na yeye pale Dhwake Dam. What was he doing? He was just following the completion is the progress of Dhwake Dam. So those are the most important things which I think Mutula is lobbying. If you look like Mbumbuni, Kidungo, Chambalas Road is only going well. Right now, the contractor is in a town called Nambanana, and the tarmac is going well. Why? Good relationships of our governor and the Minister of Roads, Kipchumba Murkomen. Although some people will come around the corner or around the bush, just dump that is the tarmac, but the reality is that tarmac is under Governor Mutula. If you look at the tarmac, which had been installed from Boning House, right now as we talk on Libiteo barabara iko mahali inaitwa inakaribia mahali inaitwa Kali. Why? Because of good working relationship between Governor Mutula and the president. Juzi tulikuwa na before election tulikuwa na Ruto pale Otangwa, and the president promised the contractor will be back. And the reality is the contractor came back immediately after Mutula's request, and the road is going on well. It's going on well. So we can't just jump and say ati mchele ama nini. I think Mutula is from a royal family. If it is rice, if it is cows, if it is chicken, if it is what, he has been a senator, he has a lot of money. So I don't think I was talk all the way from Makueni. And the governor secretary, you can't just walk off from Estitos Makueni and ataka kule mchele ya Mbiliani all the way to Estitos. I don't know that man is not of that caliber. What I urge our leaders, let us support this man. This man is able. This man will take us far. This man will take us far. Even if you look around, you can see this man is the only person in Ukambani who can be a good presidential candidate come 2032. And don't call me a prophet. So the issue of mambo ya mchele ama nini, we can't get development. Hata ile bibi yako ukimpelekea mahindi ya kupikia, usiende kwanza kumuuliza usiku nyama. We have to switch talk to the government. We have to talk to the current government. No?
Sawa, asante. Thank you.
We must talk to sit down with the current government, because 85%, as Danny Mutetes has said, 85% is in the national government. Yes.
So for us to get that 85, lazima tukae na government. Sawa. Nimeona Peter Mani umekuja karibu, Mr. President. Wacha kwanza tuende kwa General Mutetezi, alafu tukuja kwako Peter Mani, which introduce and then you give us your contribution. Mutetezi.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. And I think my good friend Isaac talked of he talked of there is something that I wanted to reply. He talked about in Wiper, yes. He said that yes. I want to challenge him and tell him that most of the leaders that we have in Ukambani are there, and they are where they are because of Wiper. Start with the Honorable Governor, starting as a senator, elected on a Wiper ticket, now a governor on a Wiper ticket. Look at our current Senator, Honorable Maanzo, from a member of parliament twice to a senator. And next time we are moving maybe to a governor in 2032 onwards. We have a number of achievements at Wiper Party, and of course, we cannot just downplay Wiper as a party in Ukambani. Actually, it's the dominant party in Ukambani. But then I'm not saying that we have the monopoly of ideas in Wiper or the monopoly of growth in Wiper. Others have grown on their own ways, and that's why I beg to disagree with what he said that when you are in Wiper, you cannot grow. We have seen people grow in Wiper. Now, on to the other question of what we are just discussing, that development is an embodiment of political affiliation to the government. Now, I'm just worried, what of that party or that region that will not entirely join the government? Does it mean that it will never see development? Because I'm worried now, we are viewing the president as a demigod. If you are not affiliated to the president, then forget about development. When we all understand that development is our right. That is a question that I'm here to get an answer on, because if you look at, and we cannot compare ourselves with the likes of Mudavadi, the likes of Wetangula. Those are people that were part and parcel of that Kenya Kwanza government, even from the campaign time. Now you want us to just walk in simply because Ruto is the president, go to the state house and say, now we are here and we want development. A development or an affiliation or an engagement or a negotiation that has no structures. I will still stand and say that we need a structured dialogue. And of course, what Isaac was saying, that we saw Kalonzo at KICC penning down some signatures for things that he was not aware of. I think that is manipulation and deceit that happened that time. And the good thing is my good governor, Honorable Mutula and Maanzo. Mutula was in Turkey that time. Maanzo was in Washington. And I think that they are agent of Wiper. They were not in the country when that thing that Tulabalu was happening. So I tend to distance Wiper from such attacks of maybe at Wiper is a dormant party. Wiper is, you cannot grow in Wiper, and maybe we are manipulated to join the government to see development. There are many ways that we can partner with the government without walking in. We are seeing in the State House loans, taking tea and maandazi. And for information, Senator Angula, I did not say that Mutula went to State House to take Muchele ama nini ama he cannot afford. I said we can have people walk to the State House and still come back empty-handed, because Ruto akienda pale atawauliza mmekuja namna gani, ataangalia aone these are two MPs that are thinking of their stomachs. They are not, the interest is not the community. If we have to join the government, I repeat, it must be structured. Let us have Muungano Party, let us have Wiper, let us have NAC, let us have Maendeleo Chap, sit down around a table, have one front and present their negotiations, that is their demands to the president. But when we have two people working, the other day I saw those perennial losers. I saw a number of perennial losers and the failed, let me not even name call people, walking the lawns of the State House. Let them tell us what they gained, what they were given now that they went to the State House. I think we are missing a point, and this politics of psychophancy is treating us badly. We are not realistic in whatever we are saying. I repeat, let us have a structured approach to such engagements with the government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mutetezi. Wacha sasa tuende kwa Mr. President Peter Mani.
I wanted to respond something.
You want to respond something before I invite? Wacha Peter Mani aongee, we come back to you. Peter Mani.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mutetezi, and thank you, moderator. Kwanza mimi naitwa Peter Mani. For those who don't know me, I am Peter Mani, a student of Electrical and Electronics Engineering in Technical University of Kenya. I'm the president of Makueni University Student Association. Kwanza ni washukuru nyinyi wote wenye umejitokeza. Naweza tambua mtetezi hapo, General Mumo, naona Wambua, naona Dan. Is it Dan mtetezi? Thank you very much. Welcome. Kwanza ningependa niseme, first of all, I support the idea of Mutula Kilonzo Jr., our governor, that unless we get development in Lower Eastern and specifically Makueni, we will not join demonstrations. And this is not to say that we are not in Wiper and we do not support the ideologies and what the kingpin of Ukambani thinks it is right. That only means that at least we got someone who understands why he is where he is and who understands why he was elected. And I feel that going forward, as Mumo has said, we do not need to go to State House to get development. The thing that was done by our friend Jalaz, it was of course honorable as a member of parliament going to the State House, but going alone, going without consultations, going for personal gains. Like, do you need to go to State House for you to get development? Kuna jamaa mwingine alikuwa ananiambia pia sisi tujipange tuende development yetu State House. So going forward, I really hope to see that first we do not need to go to State House for us to get development. And the side that our political party leader has taken for us, he is doing what he has been doing before and what it is right for him as a member of Azimio, and we should support him in his own way. But also request and support the president to deliver his agenda and manifesto to the people of Kenya, which got him elected. Kuna wengi wenu wanafikiria hajakuwa elected. Azimio has challenged him all through, and he has been confirmed to be the president. So we better work with him or perish. Thank you.
Thank you. Isaac, you are saying something?
Yes, I want to respond to General. And I think I have a contrary opinion on this discussion. Because now General has said that people are growing in Wiper. General has also told us that Manzo will be the governor in 2032. And I just want to respond peacefully to the General. Manzo has been the member of parliament in Makueni constituency for the longest time. And he is now the current senator. You should first tell us what has he achieved as a member of parliament, and now what is he going to do in the Senate. At least Mutula was performing excellent in Senate. So don't rush to 2032, because we also have giants who can outshine the weak Manzo. So what I wanted to say is that I've been a student leader. I've been a secretary general. I've been a president. I've been a president of private universities in the country. I've been in the campus leadership for quite some long time. And I'm happy my good friend Peter can tell you that he was previously a student leader in Technical University of Kenya. And he can tell you the problems we go through in the campaigns. Ask him which leader in Ukambani ever supported him in leadership, in campus leadership. And if there is, it must be one person of friend, not just a leader. One person of friend. So when I say people do not grow in Wiper, come to the universities in this country. During the elections, several communities support their student leaders in the various universities. But go to Ukambani, we fight for our own. As we speak, look at people like Simba Arati. He was discovered by Raila. He was a mayor in Dagoretti. He became a councillor. He has been an MP. He's now a governor. That is what we call empowerment. Look at Babu Owino, from a mere student leader in the University of Nairobi to an MP. Look at people like Steve Bogo, the guy who was vying in 2017 in Sare constituency. Young people, look, I think you guys remember K1. K1, the guy from Madare. The only problem came that in 2017, he decided to disobey Raila. Raila mentored him until he became the MP. All those people who are surrounding Raila, very young people. Tell me the youngest leader in Wiper. It's Manzo, 48 years old. Look at ODM. Babu is 30s. Look at people like Sakaja. Uhuru took Sakaja from nowhere. He was the youngest chairman of a political party, PNA. Sakaja is now a governor in this country, in a capital city. When you are telling us people are growing in Wiper, show us the young leaders in Wiper. Manzo has been in Wiper since when it was born.
That was not the topic you are deviating, eh?
Okay. So I just wanted to respond to General. You know, General was telling me that people are still growing in Wiper. I wanted to show him that people are not growing. Then the final thing I want to say is that when Kalonzo was signing those things in KICC or in Pangani, you have told us that Raila Mutula was in Turkey while Manzo was in USA. But Kalonzo is also an intellect. He could tell us what he's signing. I have asked only one question. Kalonzo was in the previous regime of handshake. Raila, from the handshake, he has extended the SGR to Kisumu. Raila, in the handshake, he has constructed the stadium in Kisumu. Raila, as part of the handshake, he has made sure that there is a port in Lake Victoria. Show us one development as a result of the previous regime of handshake, where Kalonzo was. We are not fighting Kalonzo. He's the de facto leader in Ukambani. I don't know where his office is for Kingpin.
Sawa. Aya, Dan Mtetezi. You're coming on and off. Unakuja, unapotea, unarudi. You're back. Dan, unmute. Dan, unmute ndio uongee. Oh, Dan has disappeared. Sawa, acha tuende kwa Mtetezi kwanza alafu tutarudi kwa Dan.
Okay. Yes. I'm finding my good friend. Yes.
If you start responding to Isaac, we will stay here up to tomorrow because seems I will make a debate for you too.
No, I found it interesting that he's saying that a weak Manzo who won against a sitting governor who had the true links to the whole of the county. And now he's telling me that Manzo is weak and that he cannot make a governor after Mutula. I'm just worried. But then if they will present another candidate, I think the people of Makueni shall decide when that time comes. However, I want to state categorically that Wiper is a strong party. We are in Wiper, and I welcome my good friend Isaac to join Wiper. And I think Isaac, at some point, tell us, as you are telling us to give Kalonzo to give an account of what he achieved that time that he was in the government, of which I don't think that he was in government because the handshake was between Raila and Uhuru. So Kalonzo declared himself as Spanner Boy by then, and that was not a decision that we had sanctioned as a community. So I chose to understand or to believe that Kalonzo's decision to be a Spanner Boy was a personal decision, but not representing the interest of the Kamba people. So you have been, as you are telling people to give an account of what they have achieved. I remember that time when you were the president of the Private Universities Association, and one time you invited me for a meeting. I think you had formed a WhatsApp group, and you had said that I think it was called the Youth Senate. You are bringing down some young senators to Makueni. I never saw them. So I don't understand, how different are you from those people that are not performing because you had the opportunity and you did not deliver. We waited, and I think even some followers that are following us on TVL were partakers of such a group, and that one didn't happen. So as you
what I'm getting from you, the
yes,
difference between your point and that of Isaac is that yes, we should join government through Wiper,
yes,
and Isaac is saying join government but not through Wiper.
yes, I'm saying that we should join the government through Wiper.
Because you are supporting what you are saying, you are supporting structure or whatever.
But also,
Structured negotiation.
But also,
not just
be good, man.
Thank you. I'm good to my good friend Isaac. Now, I still emphasize that this should be a structured way of joining the government. And simply because our leaders, at some point, they cannot read from the same page. It is the item that leaders realize that they have, the mismatch actually is coming from the leaders themselves. Because if Kalonzo today cannot sit down with Honorable His Excellency, former Governor Kivutha Kibwana, Senator Mudhama, Musila, Gilu, and these are the people that we know that are leading the Kamba community. These people cannot sit down and have a conclusive discussion. Then this talk of joining the government, achieving development, shall be a thing of, it just be stories all about. Because if we have to get development, then as a community we must be receptive. And being receptive means to be united. Because the government will, Ruto will always find faults. When the house is divided, then infiltration is easy. Akiangalia one Kalonzo asikizani na Kibwana, you would definitely go for Kibwana and say, let me get the 30% that is supporting Kibwana, let the other undecided 20% know what they will do, let Kalonzo have his 50%. I think it is time that we ask our leaders to sit down as a community, as leaders of the community, and have a way out. But every other person wants to be the kingpin. At the moment, we know that Kalonzo is the kingpin. Mutua wants to also be a kingpin. Kodama wants to be a kingpin. Ngilo wants to be a kingpin. Kibwana wants to be a king. Isaac here wants to be a kingpin. Then who will negotiate on behalf of the community if we are not united? I think the baseline is, let us unite first so that we get ready for development. If we are not united, then there is no development. Thank you.
Perfect. Admin, kindly let me just respond 1 minute. About
you want to become a kingpin?
No, I don't want to become a kingpin. Let me respond briefly to the self-proclaimed general. One thing I want the general to understand is that in 2019 October, I had a deal with the Youth Senate led by Honorable Gideon Keter, and we agreed to have a youth function in water for all leaders, for all youths. Actually, 15 youths per ward for that ward. So that was roughly 450 youths. But we had planned it to have it in May 2020. But the planning, we were doing it in late 2019. So in 2020 there was COVID. Then everything was paralyzed. I informed all the leaders Unfortunately, you were none of my mobilizers. So I informed all those people who were the link people in every ward. So I told them what has happened and everything everyone could see about the COVID thing. So that is why we didn't have it. The other thing, I think I am not against your kingpin. I'm not against any leader, and I have respect for all leaders. But the only problem I have is only one, is that people are going to negotiate on our behalf as kingpins, but they are going to negotiate for their own children and the families and the relatives instead of negotiating for the community. I have given you an example, and I'm worried because you are running from facts. I have given you an example of Raila. He's a kingpin of the Luo community. And I've given you an example of what he has done while he was in opposition. If Kalonzo was not in the handshake deal, why could we not see him in the opposition wing? Very active. He should have opposed everything. So I'm not opposing Kalonzo, but I'm saying the thing you are calling structural thing, official thing, those things have been done since 1990, 1987. People have been in power for over 30 years before we were born, and they are still in power.
Isaac, so that we get your point straight,
Yes.
You are supporting the point that we should join the government. How do you think we can join the government?
We can only join the government not as party affiliation. We can join as leaders. Even in the negotiation, I should be there with Peter Mani as representative of the youth. We go to State House, we sign deals, and we agree. We give views about the youth. They give views about the old people. It is a combination of the old and the energetic, the experienced and the vibrant people. Then we push the community from the strongholds of poverty.
That is a different structure.
Not really.
Aya, Senator Ngula.
Yes.
Iko swali moja hapa nataka nikuulize.
Hello?
Kuna swali moja nataka nikuulize. Uliona juzi MP wa Mavoko ambaye anaitwa Patrick Makau.
Yes.
Akisema tufanye kazi na serikali. Hapo akasema mimi nafanya kazi na William Ruto. And then kati rally ya Azimio ilienda huko Mavoko, akaangalia akaona nikiendelea kukaa nje watu watanimaliza. Akatoka akakimbia akaingia kwa rally. Hao watu ambao tumechagua kama wabunge, kama magavana, kama maseneta, kama ma MCA, can they decide on their own wafanye kazi na Ruto na waachane na chama inaitwa Wiper kama na Kalonzo? Is that possible?
It is very much possible. You know, we voted just the other day, and when you look like a commissioner like Makau was spotted through the mercy of Udan government. Even it ilifika stage mtu anaitwa Waruki akakamatwa aweke ndani, ikawekwa ndani ndio Makau apate hiyo kiti ya commissioner ya Parliamentary Service Commission. So you know these things, you all know these things. Hii mambo ya kuambia ati hatuwezi kufanya na serikali, lazima uko kwa hivyo ndio ufanye ndio lazima uko kwa hivyo ndio ati uambudiwe ama ufuatwe na watu wako. Hiyo kitu sioni ikienda mahali. Hata ukiangalia msimu ile nyingine kulikuwa na mtu alikuwa anaitwa Munyaka. Munyaka ndio alikuwa chairman wa sports. Munyaka alitolewa kwa hiyo kiti na serikali ikapewa huyo Makau. Saa hii Waluki amefungwa, Makau akaingia. So lazima tukue kwa serikali. Serikali has so many goodies. Makau now is a very big person, and Makau cannot trust some stories of some MPs. My friend here, my friend has just said something. Akasema ati Manzo will be the governor 2032. Yes, he should be a governor, but he should toil at the moil. He should have lived the standards, because we also need to hear him. Because if you just look at, if you just listen.
Senator amepotea Mani. My question on whether these people These people wenye wanasema tuende kwa government without Kalonzo, can they be, can they have that power and energy na waseme sasa sisi tunaenda kwa government? Do you think our MPs can go to the government without the party leader, or they have to wait for ile siku party leader atasema sasa tuende kwa government?
Okay. Let me first respond to Wambua. Alikuwa ameniuliza swali ilikuwa very pertinent to my reputation out here and also to my name and brand. He had asked me that who supported me when I was the president of Technical University of Kenya, and if I received any support. First of all, ningependa kuinform that we do not get to leadership to get supported. We get to leadership to support people. And when I was in leadership, I supported so many youths. I changed lives, and I was prepared for whatever comes in my position as the president. So Wambua, if you go to leadership to get supported, I am very sorry. And next time when you're getting to leadership, get to leadership to grow people, not to be grown. And let me recognize somebody by the name Tony Movenge, the president of SECU, Southeastern Kenya University, Kitui campus. He is in with us. Ameniambia nimsalimia kwa hewa. Thank you. And back to your question, moderator, ulikuwa umeniuliza that should we wait for Kalonzo or should we go as supporters of Kalonzo to the government? First of all, ukichukua watoto unawangu umechukua familia. Ukichukua watoto kwangu umechukua familia. So I hope one day Kalonzo will come out and state clearly that he is joining government, because that is the only way that Ukambani will heal and grow. You saw the other day that our governors, not even governor, our governors, Mtula Kalonzo Jr., Governor Wavinya Ndeti, and Governor of Kitui, Julius Malombe, they said unless we get development, then we are not going to demonstrations. And one thing I've realized over time, Raila has been using Kalonzo continuously, without even fear or what do we call it. But the thing is, when the demonstrations started in Nairobi, what was the next step for Raila? What was the next destination for Raila for his demonstrations? It was Ukambani. Why? And that came just immediately after the president, William Samoei Ruto, visited the Nyanza region and gave them so many goodies. We also remember that when Raila went to an handshake, he pulled all the government resources and whatever he was promised to the Nyanza region. Why do you think that Raila has good plans for Ukambani people and for Kalonzo when he cannot even take one single road to Ukambani when he was in handshake? I am surprised that many of the youths of Ukambani are not supporting the Wiper party. Neither are they supporting the government. They're just confused. And that's why you hear people like who are saying that we will go alone. You cannot go alone. Let's support our own party, that is Wiper, and whatever party you are supporting, so that we get to the government as a family. We cannot get to the government as individuals. And I want to echo what General Mumo had said earlier. Alisema Ruto sio mjinga, atawaangalia tu hivi aone hao wamekuja kwa matumbo zao, and he will give you mchele and whatever you want, but he will never take development to your region. So we better work together as a party, work and talk with Kalonzo, His Excellency Kalonzo, the party leader of Wiper, and let him understand that we also need development in Ukambani. We also need good roads. We also need good projects. Project Amakonsa Technopolis, it is stalled just because of these political affiliations. Project like what we call it, this big dam in Ukambani, Toake Dam, Toake Multipurpose Dam, it is stalled because of political affiliations. Why can't we change and learn? Raila learned the ropes. He is using us to continue amassing support from Mukambani, from Central, from all over the Kenya. And we are here just discussing, should we join government or not? Please, let's discuss what can we do to join the government.
Thank you very much. Dan Mtetezi, naona umerudi.
Yes.
Sasa tuambie you are disconnecting, najua simu yako iko na shida, hamna shida.
Ni moto tu, moto ilikuwa imeenda power. Hello? 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 Vincent?
Yes.
Unanipata?
Akupata, endelea. Proceed.
Samahani sana. Kwanza ningependa niseme ni pole kwa maana simu yangu ilikuwa na shida ya nare kidogo, stima ilikuwa imeenda. Na niseme pia nimemiss huu mjadala vizuri sana. Niseme a lot has been said regarding our day's madam, regarding the nation affiliation as far as national government is concerned. One thing I'd like to say is that there is something we call presidency. Presidency is not something to joke with. Also, our current president, Mheshimiwa Ruto sio mtu wa kuchezea bwana. Hatuacheni mchezo bwana. Huyu ni ule mtu kama amko na yeye. So, kiongozi wetu wa Wiper, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, tafadhali mimi nakuomba tu, nakusii na nyenyekea. I have been advising a lot. Vincent, you can bear me witness. Bekuwa nikitoa
Mtetezi na simu yake.
Yes.
General, give us your last word and your parting shot.
Thank you very much. Now, next time, invite people that are a bit serious with the discussion. I'm seeing people come and leave. I don't understand what is happening, and I've always believed that they are the next frontier. So I'm worried that they are on and off. But we understand uchumi ni mbaya. My bundles iko na shida. And especially when the masters have not paid, it becomes a problem.
So,
when they have not paid, it becomes a problem. Now, my parting shot is that I support that we must be in the government to realize maximum development. But then, as I indicated earlier, it is important that we go to the government in unison. Let us not have these kind of political fractures, regional political fractures. We need to have everyone on board, every other Kamba leader on board, before we make that bold decision of joining the government. Of course, as my friend Mani had stated, the president that we are having currently is not a fool. He'll always make judgments based on what he's facing. Kalonzo alone, facing Ruto and going for a round table meeting, would work wonders more than having 5 MPs visit State House to negotiate for development. Reason being, Kalonzo is an umbrella. He represents a number of elected MPs and the goodwill of the community. So it is, yes, we need to be in the government, but again, that entry must be a structured entry to the government. And I'm very grateful for the discussion. It has been fruitful. And I shout out to those friends that are watching us. Let them continue subscribing to TVL News. I think is the way to go, because we have had a very fruitful discussion here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Isaac, give us your last word of the party.
And
Hatukupati vizuri Isaac. Hatukupati vizuri, sijui that simu yako inafanya nini ama mashine unatumia? Hapana, hatukupati. Umepotea kabisa. Oi. Hebu check on your device uone kama uko na data then we Senator Ngulatu tavyende tayaku ya mwiso na parting shot. Senator
Vincent, next time it and mena bundles, please.
Senator na bundles.
Kana mekie bundles ala.
Ngula
TVL tikikundi kinene.
Ngulande kwa hiyo Dan Mtetezi.
Hey.
Yes, you know, your devices, your network is. Ndio yako ya mwisho. Ndio yako ya mwisho.
Ndio yako ya mwisho.
Ndio yako.
Usuna lumela baande na bundles. Ego monosia enda gola next.
Dan Mtetezi. Peter Mani. Watu wako vichakani muhurumie tu. Unajua leo ni weekend watu. Hapana, leo ni weekend watu wamechanganya vitu. Awezi maini wa wote. Peter Mani, tell us your last word as we conclude.
Asante sana. Naona Dan Mtetezi yake ina load bado. Ina load anaingia, ina load anatoka. So thank you. Thank you moderator Vincent. First of all, we appreciate you for having this platform and also calling us on board. We were not prepared yet, but we have done a marvelous. Whatever Wambua has said and projected forward is something that we need to look into and do something about it. We get the good things that he has said, we work around them. We get the good things that General Mumo has said. Kuna mahali aliambia Wambua ile maneno mengine, lakini sasa hiyo tusichukue. Let us take the good things that he has projected forward and work around them. See them grow our locality and our youth in Ukambani. See them grow the politics in Ukambani, and we will see the light going forward. Secondly, now to answer the question more clearly, that should we join government and the way we should join government. Serikali ni ya mtu amesoma this time round. Si ya pala unaenda unamwambia I have this backing, I can do this, I can do that, and you do not mention God somewhere. This time round, we might need to be a bit sharp and focused on what we are doing. And I want to wait that day that our brothers, our fathers, our mothers will come to an agreement that we need development in Ukambani, that we need pure and free, what do we call it? Pure and free support to any affiliations of the leadership and politics of the country. That we will come and see that these fathers and mothers can sit down and agree that this is the way forward. Wache kusikia huyu anasema hivi, huyu anasema vile. It is not a good practice, and they are not setting a very good precedence for us And I am convinced that that might be the problem that our two brothers, General Muma and Mtetezi, might be facing, as I do. Because when we lack direction, then we perish. And going forward, ningependa nione people who can stand and say this is the way forward. And if not all, almost 3/4 of the community supports the idea. It is not a good thing to see that a kingpin can give a direction, then some juniors can say we want to go this way, we will go this way unless this is done. Why can't the kingpin consult and get fine details and understand what the people of Kambani need, understand what the electorate need? You know, running for position, it is very difficult, and unless you run for a political office, you can never understand the pressure in those offices. And I'm made to understand that His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka does not hold any political office. He's just the party leader of Wiper, where he is milking our MPs, our governors, our senators, without even supporting them, ideally, at the ground level. Why can't we see Kalonzo consulting from the governors, the senators, the MPs, and know what is ailing in Ukambani? What is the problem in Ukambani? What can we do to save our community?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mani. Senator Ngula may disconnect. Isaac, umerudi. Isaac hatukupati. Hatukupati kabisa. Hebu angalia microphone yako ya kompyuta kama unatumia kompyuta. As Isaac anaangalia, there are some guys wenye nimeona wamejoin in huku tukimalizia na Kasha TV, Shadrack Kimonyi, asante sana for tuning in. Wimbimbe FM is a good friend to General Mtetezi. Wimbimbe FM is member wa Kisako, is following from Japan. Member wa Kisako, thank you very much member wa Kisako for joining. Wema, nimeona the voice of young leaders in Kenya, Dr. Kalonzo. Kuna page hapa inaitwa Kithure Kindiki Fans. Thank you very much for joining. Joshua Masila, thank you. Michael Kioko, Jimmy, thank you. Mafans wote na watu wote ambao ni team, thank you for joining. Tutoande team hizo forum zote za WhatsApp. Thank you very much for joining and being with us. So guys, we are thinking of doing these things several times a week. So anytime to create WhatsApp group, tutakuwa tuna invite, tutakuwa tuna discuss on topical issues. We want to discuss these things as ourselves. Kabla tuanze ku invite our leaders to kuwe na conversation na wao. So thank you very much for coming out and supporting us. Thank you for being here. I think leo tunaweza fikisha hapo kwa sababu ni saa 3 umefika. We've been here for the last 2 hours. Thank you for being here guys. Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much.
Guests can leave at their own pleasure.
All right, thank you very much.
Nini? Asante.
Thank you so much and have a good night.